In this week's painting video, I tear apart another piece of artwork and slowly start to build up the layers using some corrugated cardboard. But here's a quick introduction in case you're new around here first.
Hi there, I'm Stacy, the Encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Morning all. I have decided that today's plan is to redo some more artwork, and can you hear that? There's a very loud truck going down the main road out there or something, but anyways, hopefully that's not too annoying. Maybe it's a helicopter overhead. Anyways, hopefully it's not too annoying. I decided to redo two of the paintings that I had pulled out a little while back now. I'll flip the camera around and show you what that is this week's video plan. All right, here's the two paintings, and the other day I took and traced around the outside edges of those paintings and then came up with a completely different composition for them. And yeah, I think this morning what I'm gonna do, and they're gonna be oriented now, what's this, vertically instead of horizontally. But I think today's plan is to just take and obliterate this entire scene on both of these. I'm going to take these back to pretty much the panel itself. That's my plan. And then I have a different kind of plan for how I'm going to do this background, but we'll see how that all works out. But first, tearing back the paintings, and let's tape up the edges too. All right, edges are taped, and I thought I would show you the tools real quick. I've got a paint scraper. This is the same paint scraper I used to scrape back layers on a previous painting. I have a loop tool from, I think this is technically a pottery tool, but this will help me scrape back the encaustic paint, encaustic medium as well, and just a pair of well-loved tweezers here. So, and I think I'm probably okay to use my torch, even though this does have some flammable material on. I'm going to be extra careful, and the fire extinguisher is also readily available. Goodness gracious, words today. Anyways, time to tear the painting apart. right, all of the paint and encaustic medium is pretty much scraped off of both of these. And I wanted to flip the camera around and show you, I think, just one thing before I let you go for the day. So let me do that real quick here. Okay, these are the scrapings, the chunks kind of wax that came off the painting, and they're really cool looking, but I think they're probably just gonna be trash. And the reason being, as much as I would like to maybe save these and maybe incorporate them into another painting, they have, if the camera will focus, there we go. I think you can see that like kind of white bubbly area, that is shellac, and then the darker green area on here is oil stick, and I also might have some pastel in this. So because I'm an encaustic mixed media artist, I use a lot of other things in my paintings, and I'm not sure how well this would re-melt down. So all of this encaustic wax, encaustic medium, encaustic paint, all is, I'm just going to put in the trash, unfortunately. Sorry, I have hair in my face. While I know it's a little bit of a waste of material, you know, it kind of is what it is when you're an encaustic mixed media artist. I don't know how well this would react to remelting down into anything. However, if I can find it, there's a really cool encaustic artist that does remelt down. Like, he purposely scrapes away in areas out of painting and then remelts that down onto either the same painting or various different paintings. If I can think about it and I can find it, I will try to remember to link his info down below, because it's worth a look at. It's really cool, but I don't think he includes any other mediums into his encaustic paintings. It's just purely encaustic paint. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna let you go for today and come back in maybe later this week and keep going on these. See you then. Good morning all in the studio, as you can probably tell. And earlier in the week, I was in here cutting some cardboard down and things like that, and it was dumping buckets of rain. So I'm going to do a voiceover here, Stacy, coming at you, explaining what I was doing with this cardboard earlier this week.
So I have this huge box of corrugated cardboard. And first step here is just kind of tearing it apart, making it into a flat piece of cardboard and no longer a box. And kind of the whole point here of using this is to recycle, reuse some of this material. That's my thought behind these two paintings. And since I tore apart the cardboard on the paintings, I thought, why not put more back? So this is the sketch that I initially did. And I took and I numbered each of the layers that I was going to make or cut out of the cardboard. So hopefully that makes some sense. Next step is I'm just tracing each layer from that sketch onto a piece of cardboard. And then as I go along, you'll see I then get to cut it out of the cardboard, which it's a bit stiff to cut out of, but each layer on this sketch I cut apart before I trace it onto the cardboard, and then it'll just build on top of each other. Hopefully that makes some sense here, but I'm not sure how else to explain it, and if I'm hopefully not explaining it right. If not, leave me a comment down below and I'll try to answer any questions. Then I'm taking E6000 glue and gluing each of these cardboard layers to each other. And you can see on the back of these cardboard layers, I've also numbered them so that I know what piece stacks on top of what piece, if that makes sense. And since there's two paintings here, I am doing the two paintings separately so I don't have to cut through a bunch of layers of cardboard to separate them. But then I also want to make sure that the layers on each of the two paintings match up, so that I'm hoping to sell this as a set And that way when, they match up exactly, if somebody can hang them side by side and they match up. Again, hopefully all this makes some sense. So once I get a couple different layers layered up and glued together, I'm sticking them underneath some books just to weight them down. And I eventually run out of glue here, so anyways, getting back now to present day. Here comes present day Stacy.
All right, so I'm back in the studio because I actually ran out of glue. And so I just have a few more pieces to glue down on these. And today it is snowing out. We got a dusting of snow. Apparently winter is not ready to give up yet here in West Virginia, but I don't think it's gonna stay. In fact, I know it's not gonna stay. It's just a very light dusting, and yeah, it's gonna melt quickly. But at any rate, I'm gonna finish gluing these down so that hopefully in the next couple days I can start getting some paint put down on them. Good morning all. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what I've got going on here this morning. I had to put some more encaustic medium into my griddle here, so I'm gonna let that melt down. Hopefully it will melt down sooner than later. And while that happens, I'll flip the camera around in here and show you what I'm gonna do. All right, these two pieces, all of the cardboard is now like totally secured down. I could pick up the whole piece with this, cardboard. So my plan for today is to get some encaustic medium put down over both of them, over the entire thing again. And then, or prior to that though, I want to try and peel back off some of this top cardboard piece on the corrugated pieces, just in some random areas. And then that way, what it does is it'll look like, let me walk over here and pick up this piece. It'll look something like this. So, you'll have some random kind of divots in once you put the encaustic paint over it. So that is my plan for right now, while this hopefully melts down. All right, well, that encaustic medium, or this encaustic medium, isn't quite melted down completely yet, but I'm just gonna go for it. Quite a bit has been melted down, and so I'll just be able to use what has melted already. I have my heat gun out so as not to catch fire to this cardboard. So I'm gonna use the heat gun at least for the several first couple of layers. I might use it throughout this whole thing. I'm not 100% sure, but probably at least until I get some encaustic paint down. Today, I only have about an hour left here in the studio, so I'm hoping just to get several layers of this encaustic medium down today and then pick up and do paint some other day. So that's the plan. right, hopefully you can hear me. It's starting to rain, which I didn't think it was supposed to, but it's spring here, so it rains a lot. At any rate, the whole point of putting this medium down, the first several layers of encaustic medium, is to make sure that the cardboard is completely covered. And that way, like, the medium is completely absorbed into the cardboard, so that as I continue to put layer upon layer upon layer on top of it, it fuses to the layer that is fused to the cardboard. Hopefully that makes some sense to y'all. So I'm gonna continue going with this, and yeah, like I said, I'll stick you on time lapse because it won't be super exciting just to watch me put down some clear encaustic medium. I'm hoping to get this done before I have to call it in the studio. So yeah, stick you on time lapse so I can concentrate on working and you won't be bored out of your mind watching me put clear medium down onto cardboard. All right, I barely got down a couple layers of encaustic medium, but I think it's good. I think probably what I'll do next is put down some white encaustic paint. I'm thinking probably. But in about 5 minutes, I need to leave here and head to an appointment. So I gotta run over to the pole barn, put you all away, and yeah, I will pick you guys back up just in a few moments to hopefully get some colors down on this painting. We'll see you then. Morning all, back to put some paint onto these paintings, and I'm hoping, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I'm hoping to get these paintings done by the end of this video in time to edit it and have the video go out. It's just been a whirlwind of activity around here, all good things, but we've just been swamped with so many things kind of going on behind the scenes and in the background. But yeah, we're just gonna see where the day takes us today. First off, I'm gonna put some white encaustic paint down, and then I'll start adding in the colors, but that's the plan. We'll see where it goes. All right, all. I'm happy with this painting, but I don't think it's done yet. I need to kind of take a step back and think about what I want to do next. It looks a little bit too plain. I'm really happy with how the sky came out, and the texture and the colors of everything, but I need to add something to it. However, I have to get this video edited tomorrow so I can get it to you all in time. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get this painting finished in this video. However, that will just mean that next week's video will be another painting video, and fingers crossed this will get done in time for that. So yeah, I'm going to let you go here. I hope you found this enjoyable, maybe got some tips for working with cardboard and got some ideas for using corrugated cardboard in your paintings if you chose to do so. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know down there below in the comments, or if you just want to say hi, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.